Hello and welcome to Jim and Jay's final say post-Watford FA Cup semi-final video where Palace won 2-1 and we're going back to Wembley for the FA Cup final in a few weeks' time. The FA Cup final. Palace are there for the first time since 1990, which is the exact shirt I wore today to Wembley. Even just hearing that sentence sounds ridiculous. I honestly never thought I'd see Palace in an FA Cup final in my lifetime, considering that I started supporting Palace, or went to my first game, I should say, in 1992, so just outside that era, and I heard so much about that cup final and that cup run, and I always wished I'd been born 10 years earlier, and now I'm going to get to sample it for myself with this generation, the 2015-2016 team, which is my generation's 1990 team, let's be honest. And they're there at the final. And the semi-final was, well, a draining day. As you can tell from my voice, it's not really there. It's been a long day of cheering and chanting and shouting, and for some people crying. Yeah, that was me. It's been an emotional day for Palace to get there. It means a lot to get to the FA Cup final for a club like us. And on the day, we were the better team. We played fantastically. It was a really, really good all-round team performance. I was so nervous going into the game. I think a lot of fans were thinking it might be Watford's time for revenge for that 2013 playoff final, and that really our form going in, apart from the previous couple of weeks, wasn't brilliant in 2016. Yes, we started to turn the corner. To be honest, I think that was proven to be excellent timing, because on the day we just got on with it. We didn't let the occasion overawe us. We just cracked on, played very well. Everyone on that pitch had a fantastic game. In particular, Mile Jedinak and Wilfried Zaha. But everyone put in absolute fantastic shifts and just did a job. It was a really good team performance. And Watford didn't play that badly themselves, to be honest. They played a lot better than they did in 2013 in the playoff final. A game that sort of passed them by. On the day, we were the better team. We looked so ferocious going forward. It looked like we could score any time we went forward. Our defence looked good, apart from one lapse where Daly did get in to score. But otherwise, we did it perfectly. Why can't we play like that in the league? I don't know. That's the question for another day. But we got it spot on. Pardew got the starting formation spot on. Substitutions seemed to be all right. We started so quickly. We said during the week, didn't we, that if Palace start quickly, this game could be theirs for the taking. They did that perfectly. Yannick scoring in the first few minutes. And really, it was just perfect. There's nothing to criticise. We did it brilliantly. The fans were fantastic. Wembley was absolutely bouncing, and it was a sea of red and blue. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful thing to be a part of. And yet again, this club seems to offer us memorable days, and they seem to be coming along thick and fast at the moment. But it was just another fantastic day to be a Palace fan. And whether you were there or not, whether you were there in person or there in spirit, I'm sure you're as proud of the team and the club as we all are, because it was another day to really savour to be a Palace fan and to really be proud of this club and how far they've come. Think just 6 years ago, we were in administration and on the brink of going bust. And now we're going to be in an FA Cup final against Manchester United with the chance for revenge for that 1990 FA Cup final. You almost couldn't write it, could you? And yet here we are. What a day. My voice is going, so that's going to be it from me. I really need to get some sleep. It's been a long day, but it's been absolutely fantastic. I've met so many people today. Loads of people come up to me and recognise me from Palace Fan TV and saying hello. And I've tried to chat to everyone. It's been so nice. I love meeting Palace fans. And to a man and woman, they've all been absolutely amazing to meet today. So thank you for anyone that came and said hello to me today. You're all legends. Anyway, God, I need some sleep. Here's Jay from the Eagles Beak with his thoughts on the game. Don't forget to subscribe to Palace Fan TV for all the latest Palace content and chat. Drop a like on this video if you enjoyed it. Comment below who was your man of the match. For me, it was Jedinak, but honestly, it could have been any of them today. Follow us on Instagram. You can tell I'm losing, but I need some sleep. Follow us on Instagram and Snapchat as well. And there'll be plenty more from us in the build-up to that FA Cup final here on Palace Fan TV. Here's Jay from the Eagles Beak. I will see you all again very soon. Good night.
Hello guys, welcome back to Palace Fan TV. This is Jim and Jay's final say, and we're looking back at the fantastic semi-final at Wembley that we beat Watford and we've got through to the FA Cup final. Thankfully for me, it's the second time I've been able to say that. Obviously not on social media because it wasn't around back then. But 1990, I'm a veteran from 1990, the semi-final and the final. But it's absolutely fantastic to be able to replay that. In a few weeks' time, actually. The game, atmosphere, the players, everything was brilliant about the day. Absolutely superb. Was there many nerves? I'm not sure whether there was. I think there was as the kickoff approached before the game, but an early goal from Yannick Bolasie, which had so many similarities to the Pardew one actually, who scored against Liverpool, that fourth goal. It's a header at the far post. From where we were, it took us a while to realise it actually got into the net. But it settled a lot of nerves both on the pitch and among the fans. And that first half, we started 11 players who is probably our very close to our strongest team. James MacArthur missed out because of injury, but the man who replaced him or has replaced him in recent weeks was absolutely superb yesterday. Mile Jednak was my man of the match. Not far off him was Wilf Zaha, who ran that Watford defence ragged again. He seems to love playing at Wembley against Watford, as obviously we do. Watford must be so fed up with meeting us now at Wembley. But fair play to them. I do get a feeling that their tactics were a little bit different to. They didn't kind of have as much freedom as they have done in the past. We've seen them play well in the Premier League this season. A lot of niggly fouls going on that first half, particularly on Connor Wickham, Bolasie and Zaha. But we got through it, and we didn't really let them have a chance in that first half really, and we played some really good football, and it was great to get to half time. Leading 1-0, perhaps kind of had a bit of a nagging doubt in the back of my mind that we should have had a second before we went into the break, but beggars can't be choosers. Second half, Watford equalised, and maybe that was a little bit against how the game had panned out. Scott Dan, watching the replay, should have perhaps had the header. It got beat by Daly in the air, but we didn't need to worry, did we? Connor Wickham, that man, 6 minutes later, brilliant header and an absolutely brilliant cross from Pat Soiree. He does it. He has done it quite a few times this season. Hasn't kind of had as many results, like we saw yesterday, as we would have expected. But Connor Wickham got his neck round and directed that into the far corner. And I was kind of in that sort of angle to see it coming into the back of the net, and absolute pandemonium with the Palace fans enjoying those scenes. So absolutely fantastic. We can celebrate an FA Cup final later on in May, our second FA Cup final, and it's against Manchester United again. And again, there's so many comparisons to 1990. We're playing a United side who have a manager under pressure. This is exactly, Louis van Gaal is under huge pressure this season to get something out of the season. And that's very similar to Alex Ferguson. There's a well-known fact in 1990 that he was going to be sacked if United hadn't won that final. And look at United now. Yeah, it's obviously Palace's fault, that is, that they've dominated English football for the years they did. But coming back to this, this year, I mean, we've had that terrible run of form. Then we kind of did well to get a few points here and there, and it looks very much as though we're going to survive this season in the Premier League, which is fantastic. But to finish the season off with an FA Cup final is, something. It's far beyond anything any of us ever predicted. I think. Two great seasons in the Premier League leading into this one. Finishing mid-table and then in the top 10. And this season we've got a cup final to look forward to. And in that cup final, it could be absolutely anything could happen. A one-off game. United have skillful players, but we have skillful players. We have players that could put them under threat. It's a one-off game at Wembley again, and I think the pitch at Wembley suits us. With our wide players. I don't think it's really sunk in for me. I don't know if many Palace fans out there it actually has today. I'm recording this on Monday. Bit of a hoarse voice as anybody else does, but I'm still remembering the scenes behind the goal. Absolutely fantastic the Palace fans were yesterday. It was loud, full of balloons, full of flags. It's what Palace fans do, and this is what football is all about. having passion for your team, and I think Palace fans do that exceptionally well, which is fantastic. Thoroughly enjoy Wembley, and I'm going to have to sign off before I lose my voice. So we've got a few games to enjoy between now and the end of the season. Hopefully enjoy, pick out a few more points here and there. But we're in the FA Cup final. It's fantastic. Please leave your comments about the game underneath this video. Subscribe to the channel, share it. Want everybody to see it. Palace Fan TV is great, especially the videos at games. And also Snapchat and all across social media. So thanks for watching, and Jim and Jay will be back next week for a review of the Newcastle game. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers, bye.